Hey y'all, it's Kanan, and this is story time. Now, if you would like to see more story times in the future, feel free to reach out and just let us know. Well, let me know. I keep saying us because it's me and my cat, Jiraiya. Anyways, besides the point, this is about the time that I accidentally killed my pet rabbit. Now, I say accidentally because it was an accident. So I was in a foster home. I was about 13 years old, and the lady across the street was selling pet rabbits, and she was raising them. And so I was all the time over there, like every week after school, and on the weekends too in the morning. And now that I think about it, I know she was getting pissed because, like, I was over there so often. Now, I convinced my foster parents to let me get a pet rabbit. And so once they got two pet rabbits, they ended up killing and cooking both of those within the same day. Like, they killed them in front of me. And I thought they were mine. And so that happened. I ended up crying and I went upstairs and I had a pity party and threw fits and stuff. I was mad at them for about a week. And then about another week passes by and they allowed me to go get another pet rabbit. And so once I got across the street, I had been monitoring the younger ones that were born. And so I had already picked mine out. I just didn't let them know. So what ended up happening was is that I get my pet rabbit and we became best friends. Well, about a week or so before I got my pet rabbit, my foster mother told me to go outside and disperse some pills and vitamins out in the backyard common area. So there's this patio once you go outside of the porch, and then there's this beginning of the backyard closest to you. And so after that, I went inside, I gave her the pill bottles, and then I just shut off and left, probably playing in a creek or something. I'm not sure, I don't know by now. Anyways, I get my pet rabbit, and so pretty much we were best friends, like I said, and I would take him everywhere. We were going to the store together. I was sneaking him inside, and she caught me and made me take him back outside. And then he stayed the night one night in my room in a tub. I got snitched on. I had to have because how did she know he was up there? Anyways, I would take him to friends' houses, and he was always so tame, and he liked other animals too. He was like a little Bugs Bunny that was always quiet. And so he would run around in the backyard and just do his thing, have fun and such, be a little bunny. And so pretty much about a month goes by, and I noticed that he wasn't growing. Now, keep in mind, I would take him across the street to visit his brothers and sisters because that's a polite thing to do. And so that way he wasn't traumatized from being disconnected. I don't know. Anyways, about that time passes by and he wasn't growing. And so I was like, well, surely something's going wrong. So I get back home and then I sort of bring it to my foster dad's attention and I'm like, yo, hey, he's like not growing and the ones across the streets are like half his size already. Like, what do I do? Well, he's half their size pretty much. And so he was like, oh, well, she knows better than to give you a sick pet rabbit. And, I began thinking about that. And right after I asked him that question, I thought about those pills in the backyard and how they still weren't dissolved because it hadn't been raining that much, y'all. And so I'm like, no, I don't think she gave me a sick pet rabbit. I believe I know what happened now, but he didn't see me making those facial reactions, and I never said anything after that. I just sort of said, because he was in a reclining chair, because it was an older couple. They were like in their 70s, so they were well aware of how farm animals work, and they were country oriented, so they knew about this thing. They knew how to kill those rabbits, y'all. And so what ended up happening was is that I was behind him while I was asking him this question, and he was like right here in his reclining chair watching the TV. And so I sort of back out of that, and then let's see, about 2 weeks more pass by, and I walk outside on the patio porch, and he's just sitting there frozen. He's not frozen because it's cold outside, it's still summertime. And I go to pick him up and he starts chewing, moving his mouth. And he's got feet in his cage, so he's not hungry. And so I began tickling him to try and make him feel better or laugh. That didn't work, so me being myself and the free-willed spirit that I was back then, I began tossing him in the air to try and make him feel better or laugh, per se. I don't know what I was thinking about at that time, but you should never throw a sick pet animal or pet rabbit at least in the air when it's not feeling good. And so I did that a few times and then it got fun, so I did it a few more times and then I stopped because he wasn't moving, like he was just. Okay, he was still alive, y'all. Like, he was still chewing his mouth. He just wasn't moving. Like, he wasn't moving like he wasn't moving when I walked outside. So I didn't make it worse. I just tried to help. So, what ended up happening is that he was so cute. But about a week or so passes by, and I walk outside, and here's where the story ends, or here's where his life ended, because he was dead, y'all. And to this day, I still don't know if the pills were exactly what killed him, but I was letting him eat in that area like all the time. Like, I just didn't put one and two together, like it's pills and then your pet rabbit eating this grass. Like, I'm not sure. I was a troubled child, so don't blame me. But I blame me because I did toss him in the air and I did tickle him when he was on his deathbed. So, but all within good intention. So that's my story about how I killed my pet rabbit at 13 years old on Rangeland Avenue. If y'all have any questions under comments, be sure to leave them in the comment space below. And if you would like to see a specific type of video, feel free to let me know. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. And then y'all can also follow my Instagram. I'll leave that in the description box. So other than that, have a nice day. Bye, y'all.